What's up guys, my name is Timbo, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you how to do exactly what you just saw, combo damage. It's a mechanic in Anthem that is extremely important to be aware of if you want to maximize your effectiveness. And we all know you want to maximize that effectiveness, son. Before we get into all of the details really quickly before we get started, this video was brought to you by EA Game Changers. All of the gameplay you're seeing in this video was recorded at an event in San Francisco I attended. EA was kind enough to pay for my flights and accommodations and allow me to capture some early Anthem footage for you guys. With that being said, the gameplay you're seeing here is still considered an unfinalized version of the game, so keep that in mind. So as many of you probably know, on top of the normal damage markers you will get when hitting crits in Anthem, sometimes you will get the word combo to appear. When you combo, a lot of things happen. You do tons of extra damage, you refill your ultimate ability, and you activate bonus effects. With that being said, you can probably tell that achieving combos is going to be a very important factor when it comes to solo play and high-level content. So from this point forward, I'm going to be telling you exactly how to effectively combo, because it's actually a lot easier than it may seem on the surface. In Anthem, there are roughly 4 different types of damage, those being fire, ice, shock, and poison. And from those, there are 2 different subcategories, primers and detonators. A primer ability is marked with this circular symbol in both the forge and on your HUD. A detonator is marked with this more angular star shape. If an ability has neither of these 2 symbols, then it isn't anything. It doesn't do damage, or it just does some other type of pure, unspecified damage. I don't know. It depends. Now, what do they do? A primer ability, as you would expect, primes an enemy for detonation. So for example, this frost grenade freezes this enemy. It gets the status effect over its head and is now considered primed. A detonator ability will then detonate that primed enemy, resulting in a combo. Pretty crazy, right? I know this is such a complex system. Now, typically speaking, poison and ice abilities are primers, while fire and shock abilities are detonators. Melee attacks are also detonators for the most part. There are certainly some exceptions though. For example, the Colossus's flamethrower and the Ranger's melee attack are both primers. To be sure, it's best to just check for the corresponding symbol. Like I said, effectively doing combos will grant a lot of bonus damage that, in my experience playing in San Francisco, was essential to control higher level enemy forces. These abilities open up opportunities to coordinate attacks and strategize with your teammates. You could have a Storm built with prime abilities and a Ranger built with detonators as one example. It is also good to be cognizant of this for solo play, as having 1 primer and 1 detonator ability is kind of important if you want to do damage. Anthem is pretty heavily focused on abilities over gunplay, so building your characters with this mechanic in mind is very helpful for many reasons. Other than doing extra damage and charging your ultimate abilities, the combo mechanic in Anthem also allows you to activate bonus effects. You're probably asking yourself, Timbo, what are these bonus effects? Well, I'll tell you. Each Javelin has their own bonus effect upon performing a combo. These bonuses happen on the detonation of a combo and only apply to the first person to perform the detonation. So if you're targeted to the party and are the second person to detonate, sorry, but you will not proc this bonus for yourself. An enemy can only be detonated once per priming. So if you prime and detonate an enemy and they don't die, you will have to prime them again before you can perform another detonation. The bonus effects are as follows. The Ranger has an impact effect. This basically means that the detonator will deal really high damage to one target. A combo will already do lots of damage, but the Ranger will just do even more damage than the other Javelins. The Colossus has an explosion effect, meaning that your detonator will deal damage to all targets around the main enemy within a certain radius. The Interceptor has an aura effect. This one is probably the most complicated of the bunch. It basically means that the Interceptor will get an aura of the element that was primed and can spread that to other enemies around the Interceptor. So if a target was primed with ice, for example, and an Interceptor detonates that target, then other enemies he goes near can be primed with ice as well. And finally, the Storm's combo effect is called Chain and is very similar to the Interceptor's effect. This bonus says that when you hit an enemy with a detonator, that status effect on the primed enemy will then spread to other enemies standing nearby. And guys, that is pretty much it when it comes to priming, detonating, and comboing in Anthem. It may get a little confusing, but once you get the general concept, it's super simple and easy to do. Prime with a primer, detonate with a detonator, resulting in a combo. That's really all there is to it. So if you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful, if you could please leave a like, If you're new to the channel and want to see tons of more Anthem videos like this, make sure to subscribe. Thank you all so much for watching, and as always, I'll see you in the next one.